Hey guys, so today we're doing a video about Crown Zenith because a few people on some of my recent posts were talking about how Crown Zenith is a good investment right now, and I tend to agree with that. So today we're going to look at some of the cards, and we'll also look at one of the sealed products that I think a lot of people are going to be investing in, and just I'll give my ideas and my thoughts on if I think Crown Zenith is a good investment right now for which type of person. For me, I'm actually not buying any Crown Zenith right now, but I don't think my circumstances align with a lot of other people. So I think if you're in a different situation, Crown Zenith is probably still a good investment for you. So to get into this, we'll look at some of the cards. So obviously you have the Giratina V-Star pushing $100 now. You have the Arceus V-Star over 60, Mewtwo V-Star around 55, the Origin Form Dialga over 50, and then the Palkia at around 45 bucks. And then it drops down to Leafeon V-Star around 22, Glaceon V-Star around 20, Raikou, Suicune, and Entei in that, $18 to $17 range. But the set's a lot deeper than that. You have Darkrai, you have Iridia, you have Alessa Sparkle, a Zoroark card, Deoxys, two Deoxys, Luminion, the Pikachu Secret Rare, obviously. And again, this is the last set that was made with yellow borders. Everything switched over to silver borders after. So, obviously some of these cards are going to be special in that sense. I don't know if they'll be worth a ton, but they'll be special to some people. And the set is really deep. I mean, you get to the second page, you still have cards worth over $5. Like the top of the second page is still around $7. And then when you get to the bottom, obviously it's about $288 a card at the end of the second page. So really deep set. You have lots of trainer gallery cards. Obviously, you have some Pikachu cards as well. And then just some really good, Galarian gallery cards. People love opening Crown Zenith, which I think is a real benefit to the set just from an investing standpoint. To get into looking at some of these cards, obviously this Giratina is pushing 100 now, not even at its 1 year high. And I'm gonna go through these fast because I don't think it's super important. But obviously, which one's this? The Arceus V-Star, again, this is up to around $60 from its low of around 50. The Mewtwo has seen a spike. It was down to low 40s. Now it's low 50s. Which one is this? Dialga. This one's seen a really big spike. It was around $30. Now it's up to $52, $53. Palkia as well has seen quite large gains. 32 up to around 45. So depending on which card you're invested in, a lot of these top cards, you're up around 20 to 40, sometimes even up to 60%. So once you average it out, you're somewhere probably between 30 and 40%, maybe even 50% if you bought a lot of these cards, which is really good over the past few months, right? So Crown Zenith singles definitely picking up. People are getting back into them. When we look at the ETBs, these are moving up as well. Obviously, we had the very large reprint. Beforehand, they were selling around 65 at the high. I know some places they're probably even sold over $70, but somewhere between 60 and 70 bucks for an ETB. Massive reprint towards the end of last year. We came down to mid to low $30. I know a lot of people that were buying ETBs for around 33, 35 bucks a piece when a lot of these stores were just, blowing them out. We're back up to around $44. And I mean, it's selling very consistently and every day for this, which is a good sign, right? They're selling a lot. Prices slowly climbing. People like to open Crown Zenith. So a lot of these sales are people just genuinely wanting to open the product, right? So we're up around 15%, depending on which chart you're using, which prices you're using. 15 to 20% since the low from the reprint. And I imagine this is just going to continue to climb with time. End of year target. Like, I really hate putting targets on things, right? But maybe if we get over 50 bucks again by the end of the year, that would be nice. Maybe it'll be faster, slower. Who knows, right? Like, there's so many factors and none of us know enough. So we're really just talking over our ass. But I mean, over time, it's going to eventually continue to slowly rise. I have 8 ETBs. I know people that are sitting on cases of these. If I had more room right now, and again, I made a video a couple months ago talking about my strategy for 2024. I'm trying to get rid of a lot of my tins right now. I may actually just break some of them down. I'm kind of coming to the conclusion that if I break them down, I sell them in packs of 36 on eBay, I can actually just make a profit and, liquidate what I need to fast. So I may just end up doing that, keeping some of them, but that would give me more space to buy Crown Zenith. And that's really the reason I'm not buying more CZ right now, is I just don't have the space for it. If you guys have space, picking up a case of the ETBs, I don't see how you could go wrong with that, even if you're buying at $44. Over time, and again, we've seen when there is less supply, there is demand for this product. Prices come up over time as this reprint gets chewed through. And it was a huge reprint, right? Like Crown Zenith was everywhere. It's still everywhere. So it is going to take time. But if you're buying at $44, even, 40, even $50, right? Like there's going to be room in the future for you. I don't know what the peak is going to be for Crown Zenith. I imagine with time, right? Like everything's going to continue to get rarer and rarer. Prices are most likely going to go up, especially on a set like this. But I'm thinking like 3 to 5 year term. I'm not exactly sure what the peak is, but it wouldn't surprise me 4 or 5 years down the line if this is $100 ATB or more, right? So there's definitely room to make your money. You're definitely not going to be losing money in the short to long term buying Crown Zenith. So if you have the room, sure, go for it. If you don't have the room, like me, I'm kind of staying away from it, especially, if Crown Zenith was still 30, 35, $40, like 10, 15% less, like if we were around reprint time, I'd be much more inclined to pick up a case and just, try and find space for it. But now that it's already made a pretty decent move over these few months, it's something that I'm not particularly eyeing right now. And maybe that's a mistake on my part. Maybe a few months from now, if this is already up to like 55, $60 again, maybe I'll be regretting it. But I'm happy with my position on Crown Zenith. But if you guys want to get some, sure, teach their own. I know Hobbiesville still has them for like $59.99 Canadian. And sometimes they have like a 10% off coupon, or if you have some in-store credit built up, it's probably the best place in Canada to buy them right now. I'm thinking I haven't seen them cheaper anywhere else. So obviously after tax, like maybe 401 Games has them cheaper, but you have to pay 12%, like you have to pay GST and PST there. So the price doesn't really make sense. But you guys in the States, TikTok shop, you know what it is. Like, shop around, find your best price. Other than that, you guys let me know what you think. Personally, I wouldn't be buying the singles. Like I think a lot of these cards, you're already getting back to your 1 year highs. And again, I'm just not a huge fan of singles, slabs, stuff like that. It's not my ball game. But if you bought a few months ago and you've made massive gains on a lot of these, congratulations. Good on you. Same thing with like alt-art cards if you're picking those up from Sword and Shield sets. Yeah, right on. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below, how much Crown Zenith you have, if you're picking up more. Also, if you have any good suggestions on how to store the booster bundles, like all I'm doing is I have a massive cardboard box and I just put them in there. I'm kind of worried about stacking them too high. Too high, not TOO, like too high, like the number 2, like going 1, 2, 2 levels high. Like I'm kind of just worried what that'll do to the bottom. The booster bundles seem like a bit flimsy to me, so I just have them stacked like 1 high in a box. But if you guys have any ideas on how I can store those more efficiently, let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate that. Again, thank you guys for supporting the channel, leaving likes, using the affiliate links when you're shopping. All of it helps out. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.